You ever had this experience growing up? You listen to secular rap music and it's like, I do drugs and violence. And then you hear Christian rap and instead it's just, I used to do drugs and violence.
No, that is a thing for sure. Like a lot of Lecrae.
You're still talking about drugs and violence?
Yes.
But you don't do it anymore. But you're credible because you used to do it.
Well, there's people talk about that shit even if they don't do it, just to with the excuse of like I'm telling a story or whatever.
Yeah. So they get to still say things like,
there's
smoking that green.
There's still buzzwords that are in there that people associate with popular rap that they get to utilize.
Day 93 under the dome. With necessities growing dangerously low, who knows what spark will set off this powder keg? I can't take another minute in this dome!
First of its kind, the first dome anywhere.
It's an early spark. We're gonna get immediately dumb as hell. Off the weed, off the ganja, man.
I can't get a spark.
There we go. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, now we're smoking weed, I guess.
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah. So we had another guest drop out at the last second. They claim it's for a car accident scenario. I believe them. At the same time,
He seemed like he wanted to be on.
right. If you get in a car accident and you're on our way to you're on your way to our show, maybe just be like, hey, I'm not gonna make it, and not this weird sort of I got in an accident, I might be able to find a ride though, and then keep us on the line, and then we're like, yo, what's the update on this shit? And then the next thing I know, it's like, yeah, AAA, I don't know, sorry bro. And it's so, there could have been more communication in that regard, so we weren't sitting around wondering what was going to happen.
Send me a pic of the accident.
I mean, that is we discussed that earlier, that I do think that if your excuse is an accident, it's almost
Or traffic.
Not that I don't trust you, but you should assume I'm not going to trust you.
Right, because we've never met in person. If your excuse is a family member died, I want to see the body.
Yes, preferably naked. And anyway, David is really chiefing this thing down.
It's not working.
We should have just saved it for halfway through the pod. I'm not ready to smoke that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can put it down. Well, let me hit it a few more times.
Dave's trying to forget. We're coming off of a pretty embarrassing Instagram comment situation with Dave. We don't have to talk about the dumb shit that the Instagram comment section war that David's in right now.
I think I misunderstood. I misunderstood what the person was saying. And first off, if somebody misunderstands you, just tell them nicely. Like, don't, like, the person was like pretty offended. And I was just like, and I kept on like being like, I'm just yapping on the internet, dude.
Yeah, you tried to backtrack.
I didn't backtrack. I stood by what I was saying, but I was just like, I don't not respect you. Yo, it should be cool for me to come on this platform and be out of form and just say things in a uniform like I'm a cop, but I'm not. Yo, use a thought.
Every time I'm scrolling, yo, I'm patrolling for some dumbass shit on the Instagram moments ago. I was looking at this one stupid hoe and he posted some shit that I had to let him know.
Yo, usually I let it go, but I was in a state of flow, cause I was in the gym hitting shoulders. Yeah, I'm getting older.
Yo, he's off the trend, so he's gonna get in that comment section and give it to ya. Yeah, dude, bruh, you should've just let it go. At the end of the day, you look dumb as fuck.
Yo, I straight up look like a fucking bitch. I tried to shoot and I missed. I didn't even fucking get what he was saying specifically. The most recent reply made me realize, oh, he meant this. But the way that he said it didn't make him look great either. I think he thinks I look dumber than him, which I probably do. But
at the end of the day, yes. You definitely do. But I agree that this is a learning experience. I've gotten owned in the comment section before.
Really?
And,
I forgot to turn on this light.
And now I just don't do it. Oh, man, that's going to totally change everything. Let's see how it looks. How does it look in the camera? I think I'm still fine on my end.
Almost the same. It's almost like it doesn't matter.
It's almost like there's no reason to even show up to this pod that you agreed to be on.
No, there is a reason. It's the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? No, I think also I need to clean up my feed, or I need to get off the social, because I'm constantly doing this, and like my girlfriend sees me do it all the time, where I'll be like, ugh, and then I put my phone down. And it's this literal thing where I'm following too many shitty people, because that's just like, it's so much effort to get rid of them. Maybe not shitty people, just people who don't align with where I'm at mentally right now. And I slipped up this morning. I was like, let me just type a paragraph real quick in between sets off the pre-workout, like straight up, like in the zone. And looking at it now, I'm like,
that's rough. Funny, because I usually only do dumb shit like that when I'm drunk. But even when I'm drunk, I will have typed out a whole paragraph, and then I'll be like, nah,
I had that moment.
What have you done? Like,
I had that moment where I was like, just.
I think that it's important to type the paragraph out, because then it's like you made the comment. Then you don't even have to comment it. You typed all the shit out. You get that in you, out of you. And then all of a sudden, you can just sort of sit back and be like, you know what? Let's just not post that.
Yeah.
I got what I needed out of this.
What's frustrating too is that I just kind of like made this person have a negative experience today for no reason. Like, I could have spared us both like the slight hostility, and instead I put that energy out into the universe.
Right.
And that's sort of gonna come back, and like, I mean, it did come back basically by not working out.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the end of it and whatnot. But yeah, it's one of those things. There's almost no reason to comment on anything these days, because it's just like, most of the stuff that people post is like algorithm bait. But I wanted to backtrack to the point you were making, because you were saying that your girlfriend notices you'll be scrolling through whatever the fuck, and then all of a sudden you have a moment, you see something that is just like, Jesus, why?
Yeah.
Now I can't unsee that,
and
now I understand that this exists on the earth now.
Yeah.
You should start, whenever you encounter that, mute and block. Block if you don't know the person personally. If you know the person personally, mute them.
Post
That's
the
it.
stories. Yeah.
I have so many close friends that I have.
I think
muted.
I'm muted. You have me muted.
I might have you muted. I wish I could do it in real life though, bro, because sometimes you be saying some stupid shit, you hoe. And honestly, if I could block I probably wouldn't. I would. It would be an unblocking.
Yeah, it's because on the internet, it's a portrayal of how we perceive ourselves, or how we think we're perceived by others. And in reality, it's just how our mothers do.
Yes, I'm so glad that she's not on Instagram. You know that I would fucking mute and block that ma'am, and it would not be something that she would understand. She'd be like, son, why did you do that to me? Goddamn.
When it comes to making songs and putting them online, you're not gonna feel fine most of the time, because you're acting kind of lame, and that's, your friends might think the same.
It's true. I know multiple family members that are fully tuned in to what I'm doing this December.
I think part of it is, and this is a separate subject, I guess, at this point, like the way that I behave on the internet is often with a thing in mind, where I'm like, oh, I'm trying to go viral, or I'm trying to instigate some type of like dialogue, or I'm trying to do something, and it then portrays me in a way that is fucking lame.
You need to twist your whole shit one rotation the opposite direction, I believe. No, the whole thing, dude. Yeah. Boom shakalaka.
So like, whenever
you could put it back to the original position that you had it in. It just needs to twist all the way around.
I mean, I'm cool with it like this, right?
All right, yeah, that's
well,
fine,
no, I just don't like it being. You mean like this?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want the mic.
God damn it.
Okay, well, it's fine. What I'm saying is, like the idea is that, oh, I'll post this video and then I'll reach my true fans. I'm catering an audience on the internet, but your friends and family aren't your fans. They're just the people that support you right now, and they're the ones that are most close to you.
And arguably, they don't think that what you're doing is cool,
right?
Like,
and it's like you're sort of, they're enduring your shit because they're like, well, if they're my family, so I'm going to support them, but they're sort of cringing their way through your existence.
Well, no one ever expects anything that their close friends are doing to work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like that's the default mindset, where you're just like, oh, it's cute that fucking Greg is getting into painting.
Yeah.
Hopefully he makes some cool pieces. But in the back of your mind, you're just
and then Greg posts the pieces, and you're like, this piece sucks.
Well, that's not the point I'm trying to make at all. No, it's just the mindset that you have is just like, even if it's good stuff, like, because you don't know this guy in any other context of what they do around you in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, and you're not passionate about painters and about painting. So it's something that he's doing that isn't for you.
Yeah. And it's most people just let the universe cater their artistic desires and tastes and whatnot. They don't really step out intentionally to seek alternative things like looking up, like, say you're just getting into like a genre of music or whatever, which people don't do, but say you were, and you're looking up artists in that genre that might also be good or whatever. But I don't think I think that most people don't do that shit. They're just whatever they see on either, whatever social media site.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this is what I like now. And that's just how it is. I don't know. It's bizarre because I'm thinking about the whole Stanley Cup bullshit. Like, that shit is so weird to me.
What do you mean, like the hockey tournament?
No, I wish. I'm talking about the Stanley tumblers, I should say. Those pink tumblers that are going around the internet. This is something that you were completely unaware of.
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
I would have been like, wow, that is a whole nother level. But no, yeah. So the Stanley tumblers, that I guess there was a TikTok about them, and now all these ladies are buying them as like a status symbol almost. Yeah, shit like that. What was that?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, they're selling the tumblers?
Yeah. I've seen those like before they went viral or anything. Like these have been a thing.
No, not really. I mean, people have owned Stanley tumblers before.
Yeah. I've seen white women drinking out of them before.
But I guarantee, well, tumblers are you probably just saw a pink tumbler or whatever, but now it's like it has to be Stanley. Tumblers have been popular since the dawn of time.
The Stanley one is the one.
Yes, make this connection, please.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen people drinking out of cups. This new trend where people drink out of motherfucking cups. Yo, what's up? Yo, I can't cross this bridge, my bruh, because it was a TikTok trend. Now everyone is specifically going in on the Stanley ones, my friend. So it's not something that you gotta pretend.
I'm not pretending that I know something I don't know. Stanley cups with a fucking hoe. Yeah, I used to drink out of fucking tumblers. I used to browse Tumblr. Actually, I had a decent account. It was cool. I had different shit for school.
Only Stanley cup I care about is where they fucking have the mouth protectors in their mouth and they get knocked out. And they got pucks. That's the only one that I give a fuck.
Shout out LA Kings. We went to that game and it was such a fun thing. Remember that?
It was pretty fun, yeah.
I had a good time. And then the artwork that week was us
we got to sneak
the jumbo camp.
It was surprisingly easy to sneak in booze. It's straight up storming outside right now too. I'm sure the audience can't hear that, but
I can't hear it either.
We got a pleasant rainstorm going on in Long Beach.
I don't mind a rainy day in California.
Nah, yeah, I wasn't gonna go outside anyway.
I was actually thinking about having a little campfire tonight, and then it didn't work out.
A campfire. Well, it's been projected that it's a pretty bad storm this weekend. Hopefully it clears up by.
Yeah, I projected this morning.
You projected on
onto the dude online.
onto whoever you were commenting on. Man, yeah. No, it's getting owned in the comments sucks because if you were to equate that to like a real life scenario, that would be incredibly embarrassing. Like if everyone
right online, it's just like nobody saw this. It's not a big deal.
In theory, more people saw it than would ever see it.
There would never be like fucking 47 people standing around.
It kind of makes it worse, like that. You've shown your whole hand here, like that.
I get to bounce back from this. That you know, like the only way is up now from rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where, dude, I slipped up. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of the fact that I don't give a shit about, the way that I'm perceived. I should maybe a little bit, but
I remember one time, I think I was in 11th grade. My buddy Sage, who's been on the pod, former pod dude, he had a YouTube account, and I was at his house, and through his YouTube account, I commented the F slur on someone's shit. And okay, I'm
pretty funny.
I'm fucking like 15 years old, you guys. So give me a break here.
You're an F slur.
It was like on a dance video kind of thing, and
man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Not
it was.
good.
I look back on that comment. I'm like, wow, there was a version of me at some time
You've
that
grown.
was kind of evil and
Yeah.
like believed some pretty dark shit. But yeah, and the guy responded like lecturing me about the slur and stuff. And that was a moment where I was like, hey, maybe don't do this anymore. And I did it a few more times after that.
Yeah.
But that was like the seed that grew, that blossomed into me not doing that dumbass shit.
No, it's true that the only comment you should comment is positive. I don't feel like I commented anything negative, but I thought I was being cool for a second. I was like, gotcha. But the person actually didn't mean it was something where they actually meant something different. Like now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, but because they meant something different, it was almost like
It sucks because this also like it means that you're kind of stupid too.
well, the way that they look at the concept of what they were talking about is so different from mine that I didn't even though they were using specific words, their perception of it's about music. He was something about music. His perception of like making music and all that is so different from mine that I couldn't even understand the words that he was using, even though they were words that I understand. Like the way that he was saying it, I was just like, oh, got it.
This is sort of related. The like decades long beef between Lupe Fiasco and Kid Cudi has come to a conclusion.
Wow, is it because Cudi's putting out an album and Lupe's on it or something like that?
No. Recently, I guess Cudi had made some offhand remarks about Lupe Fiasco in a recent interview. I don't think it was anything like... Yo, Lupe and Kid Cudi, they're both pretty good, but I gotta say, Kid Cudi is a little more successful today, and so Lupe might feel a type of way.
Right. It's a good opportunity for Lupe to jump back into the the spotlight. All right. Yeah, it's something that I look forward to tonight.
Yeah, and last night, there was a fight. But today, everything seems to be alright. They fucking had some messages and some discussions, and on Twitter, they fucking busted that fucking beef down. And so they're not clowns, They're gonna make music and be around. Stay tuned for the Kid Cudi Lupe collab. Yeah, tell you and your dad.
Yo, it's so cool. When people used to make up in high school. Yeah, and also now. Oh, wow, it's something that's so profound.
Yeah, you gotta make amends with your friends or else you get the bends. I can't pretend.
The bends.
That sounds like the worst disease ever. The bends.
Do
you know what that is?
It's when you get run over by a Mercedes and then can't walk anymore.
have the bins. No.
On my leg
it's,
right now.
It's the bins with a D, and it's when you're deep underwater and you come up too fast, you get bubbles in your blood from the pressure change, and then you just go insane and die.
I heard about that.
It's very painful too. It just sounds like the worst way to die.
So you got to come up out the water slowly.
Yes, you have to really make it a
gradual,
slow ascent, or else apparently it's horrible. That's a terrible way to die.
Do you think Lupe could put out an album right now?
I'm pretty sure he stays putting out albums every now.
Oh, and I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. I think he's just someone that we're not necessarily looking out for.
Do you? So he still has fans? Like people are listening to Lupe on fucking Spotify or something?
I'm sure he's got a cult following. I mean, I'm a fan. I still fucking jam some Lupe every now and then. That's a great line.
That's probably the best line he's ever written.
No, he's got some good ones out there.
4.8 million followers. Okay, well I think he's running off of like The Show Goes On, Kick Push, yep. Although on here, Battle Scars, Superstar, Daydream.
Those are all from the same album, by the way.
No, these are from different albums. The Show Goes On, Kick Push, and
Kick Push is from a different album.
Kick Push and Daydreaming are from maybe because Battle Scars, it shows up as a different album.
Battle Scars is on Lasers. It might have been a single.
No, according to this, it's on Food and Liquor too.
What? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Sorry, Lupe. I should have known.
The top 5 are 4 different albums, but the most recent album, there was something in 2023. No, that's a single. There was a single in 2023. Drill Music in Zion came out in 2022. That's the last project.
It was interesting because Cudi definitely he took responsibility. He was like, it was all me. Lupe is cool. I fucked up. So it was like it wasn't some sort of like let's just squash this because we're tired of doing this. Someone actually took accountability, and
I apologized in my comments at the end. I was like, I think I misunderstood you. Sorry, bro.
All right, that works. You
had
your own little Kid Cudi moment.
Let me see if he said anything back. He's been on it.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I just want to see.
Why do you do this to yourself?
He hadn't said nothing. I think he's just. Oh, he liked it.
Okay, that counts. Whatever. Fuck that guy. No, I'm just joking.
He's chill. I mean, he's not super chill, but he's moderately chill. And I met him once in person, so that it's more than just an online person.
More than just an online person.
Actually,
that should be a Dolly Parton song. It was more than just an online person.
It's just honestly such a random person for me to interact with in this way because he just caught some friendly fire. He caught me on a weird hormonal day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, you were off the trend and you had to fucking get one in.
Yeah, I took a little trend last night before I went to sleep. Woke up bulging.
It's hilarious that the trend of movie posters adding numbers in their titles, like Expendables 4 did it, and they replaced the A with the 4.
That's pretty good.
It kind of looks like it says Expend-forbles.
Oh yeah,
that's what it reads as to anyone with a functioning brain, or maybe it's just my autism.
No,
but I look at Expendables 4, but it's spelled EXP blah 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 4 BLE. It's Expend-forbles. And Tron 3 is coming out, and they're doing the same thing, but the 3 should only ever be used as an E. You know what I mean? But they're using it as an O. And it's probably just engagement bait. Yo, Tron 3, I ain't trying to hate. It's probably gonna be good, and I don't wanna be late to the movie theaters. Yo, run, don't walk today.
I don't even think I've seen any of the earlier Trons. I might be wrong, or off the Dom Perignon, smoking on something really long.
Not gonna lie, the Tron movies, they're kind of fly.
Okay.
You should give them a shot, my guy.
I'll try.
The first one is, it's pretty dated, but you can't be hating. Yo, I'm just saying.
It's dated, but it will never be hated by a couple of gay men. Yeah, it's something that is super straightened into the modern era. I'm feeling hella rough.
This isn't a Patreon, Dave. You shouldn't be rapping about that shit, you slave. Come on, man. I need you to behave. Let's get it back into the fucking day.
Honestly, I'm at a point where the term slave sounds like a slur. It's all a blur. Incense and myrrh.
It was always a good one.
Because of the thing that I said?
I'm really trying to get away from the rhyming shit with gay and whatnot.
Well, I feel like you get one an episode. One per, like, gay an episode. That seems like a fair allotment of that.
I don't know, anytime we use our crutches, I'm disappointed. And whatnot.
You sound like the dude I was talking to in the comments this morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to start paying me every time you use a crutch.
Oh, get a crutch jar?
It's actually not a bad idea.
Put that right here.
Yeah.
And then we pay the crutch jar.
Yeah, I'm actually into that.
Yo, you should let's get a mason jar. We'll put like a sticky note on it that says crutch jar, and then we pay the crutch jar, and then
know what?
At the end of each episode, we'll go buy at least fucking 3 12-packs with the money.
Yeah, well, should it be like a quarter? I feel like
quarters is the best one, and that's the most valuable coin. We might just have to get a roll of quarters each and have it right here. You have to invest money to pay the crutch jar.
I'm gonna go to the bank later
get a roll
of quarters and just keep it to the side here. And I'll be personally invested in not doing this. We'll just.
What are other crutches? Swearing.
The swearing is a big one, definitely. But it's also, every rapper does it. But still,
you're confronted with it every week, and it's humiliating.
When I go to edit the freestyle, sometimes I'll just be like, oh, we just can't think of anything to say, so we just start swearing. we gotta do this a little better right now.
No, but I think the process is noticing it that way, and like being confronted with the humiliating experience of sucking, and then that sort of corrects your behavior because you want to avoid utter humiliation regularly, and you just begin to say, okay, I need to not do that because whenever I do, I hate myself so deeply, and it feels so bad.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I'm just gonna go get a jar right now.
Wow, that's okay. Well, it's just you and I, guys. And to be honest, I've been having imbalances with my mood, and I think it's just because I've been outside, encountering a lot of different people, doing a lot of just like work on myself, not intentionally, just unintentional dealing with my feelings. But at the end of the day, that's a crutch. I should pay 25 cents for every time I say at the end of the day. What's the other? It's at the end of the day, or when all is said and done. I hate that. That's the worst. I hate when all is said and done. That doesn't make any sense. It's too dramatic to say in passing. At the end of the day, it's easier to say sort of in passing or at the beginning of a sentence that you haven't actually thought of. Like what I'm doing right now is saying things that I haven't thought of. I'm saying them as I become aware of them, and they don't necessarily make sense like when you look at it from a coherent standpoint, but it still is occurring.
I'm here to save you, Dave. Sorry about that.
You were gone for so long.
No. But I brought some quarters.
They were starting to think this was the fucking Tim Dillon show. It's just me yelling at the camera.
Just a fat man ranting.
A fat gay man. Sorry.
God damn it, Dave.
I didn't rhyme anything with it.
That made more sense, Loki. All right, here's $2.
I should just put all of this in the jar
preemptive
based on the time that
you're not allowed to buy crutches. The idea is you owe me $2 officially. This isn't one of those moments where we're like in church and your friend hands you $1 to tithe. That ever happened to you?
No, yeah, and I keep it.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
You just keep the $1?
I feel like I've been giving money to tithe and kept the money.
Damn, that's especially evil.
Well, I mean, I always remember tithing being insane because
it's usually you're sitting right next to the person who has just given you the money, so that there wouldn't be any, like, you have no wiggle room to steal it.
Your mom gives it to you, and
They're
you
expecting,
immediately put it in there.
My mom would never give me anything, but whenever I
except for life.
Well, no, but I mean, like she was the one doing the tithing, and she knew I didn't have a job. But there were moments where I would like be sitting with my friends or whatever, and one of them, the basket would be going around, and they could tell that I was not prepared for this basket being passed around right over there, and I was tapping my pockets looking for something, but I don't got it, so I got $1 from my friend. Yeah,
Shrug both my arms cause I got nothing. In my pockets, in the street, been stunting. No money to tithe for the church. It's been struggle going to work.
Yo, thanks for the dollar. I think that Jesus gonna see it and he'll holler. He'll be like, you didn't have that dollar before you came and now you do, and you could keep it, but you gonna donate to me, and that's true.
Gotta donate to Allah, inshallah. Yeah, I've been playing in Kabbalah. Yeah, it's symbolic. The things I'm doing, the words I'm spewing.
Thanks for that dollar, friend. So now I can put something in, and they'll have the visual of me putting it in, and I got the mind control.
The swear jar works, dude. The whole time I was like, don't use a crutch.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I was like hyper focused on saying new things.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was...
It worked, dude.
I was kind of in the same boat. I was like, I'm keeping my $2 here. You know what I mean?
And whoever keeps the most money by the end of the episode wins the episode.
All right, this is good.
It's the whole podcast now is a competition. I don't like competing with you, honestly. Whenever we play Mario Kart together, and
I usually win.
I know it's such a grueling experience because you also are so happy when you win, and I'm like, I don't feel that happiness.
I would argue I'm pretty reserved. The only time that I really gloat is when we're playing with Richard, because he plays like he's
such a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand where that confidence comes from.
I love that about him so much, dude.
I'm sure our audience is familiar with that type of guy who has just this misplaced confidence. Like, maybe you're playing basketball with him or
it's
whatever.
It's like me making rap music.
They're like, I could totally hold my own with LeBron every now and then. You know what I mean? On the right day, you catch me on the right day, I could hold my own with LeBron.
Dude,
it's like, you're an insane person.
I would tackle Tom Brady in a heartbeat. There's no way he'd be making those throws if I was there.
It's also, he'll be coming off of like 10 straight losses, and he'll just be like, I'm about to fuck you in the ass. And I'm just like, what are we doing here?
Like, yeah, it's like somebody who has short-term memory loss, who is completely able to forget all those times that they've recently failed. It's just delusional confidence.
I do love it though. Yeah, but like, the thing is, eventually it comes full circle, and he wants to quit.
He's like, oh, this stupid game.
Like,
I'll play
God damn
it,
Richard.
That's when
you weren't so emotionally invested in this.
Yeah,
we could keep playing right now.
No, that game is honestly, playing with just two of us now isn't as fun, knowing how much fun it is when Richard's here.
Well, I'm kind of glad that, as far as I can tell, it's over till they come out with Mario Kart 9. You know what I mean?
There's no more upgrades?
Yeah, they've gone through all of the additional karts and tracks and all that shit that they're going to add, and so pretty much we're going to be playing this until the Switch 2 comes out or whatever the fuck is next.
When did the Switch come out? The Switch has been out.
There's no reason for them to make another Switch anytime
It's
soon.
perfect.
As far as I can tell, it seems fine.
No, they would just increase the battery, make it slimmer.
Yes,
make it like fucking just hyper advanced.
Kind of like what they did when they did the Switch OLED. They just improved the screen, but it still has the exact same functionality, you know? Yeah. And it's a little bit bigger, I guess.
Yeah, like maybe they'll make it more compact, lighter. Fucking.
They have the Switch Lite already, too.
No, well, the Lite doesn't go. Oh,
that's what it would be. The Switch Lite, but it is console
maybe
ready.
They'll get rid of the dumbass stand. Like they'll reinvent the.
Well, that's the thing. That's already. You can buy that already. They have from third-party sellers. It's just a cord that you can just plug straight from your thing into the TV, and it functions exactly like that.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how you don't. That whole console thing for the Switch is totally unnecessary. You can just buy this little cable adapter, and it works just as well. I've been told.
It's like it's like I forgot the on-air sign, dude.
Damn, we're fucking. Well, we had a rough time this morning, folks. You know, we were.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
You won't even see it from these angles.
You're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Then fuck it. We don't need the on-air sign.
I like the environment.
It does. No. It makes it seem like we're doing a real show.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. My dream is to move the TV and then have a real neon sign right there, and then actually have a TV like right here somewhere, like on a stand in the middle of the room, so that when
we could roll it out
when we do look up, and then we would have a guy sitting right there. Be Richard, dude. Have Richard sitting right there. Looking stuff up, dude. We don't need a producer, but but I would love to have a producer. Yo, Richard, look it up. I don't give a what? I switched it up real quick before I said the word I shouldn't have said. Yeah, I want Richard sitting here giving less.
Yo, here's the thing about Richard being our producer. Yo, that dude's a loser.
Damn.
He would never do it. And I'm just saying, yo, he don't got them producer chops. If we were to hire them, we'd soon have to fire them job.
Richard, you could be our producer. Don't listen to him. Screw him. Yeah, we need you, Rich. Quit your shit. You don't need a job. Yeah, that shit isn't lit.
Yo, I just know that he'd miss, and that would be it.
Ooh.
Yo, that dude has never produced shit.
You're right.
In his whole fucking life, and that is just how it is. And you know, Richard, yeah, he is like a little kid.
We could teach him.
Every weekend.
I feel like we could teach him.
Maybe
he wouldn't be.
Think about, you've been doing this for friggin' like 8 years now, and you still fuck this up every single time you touch the audio board.
I haven't dialed in that part exactly.
That's the part. That's the only thing about producing this.
Well,
thing.
I mean, we produce it from a video standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like we do like we did a set, we shot it, we edited it. You know that's part of producing it from a visual standpoint. You know, and I did use this. Last time around, not the time that I fucked it up. Last time around, I used it, and you came home and we did the next show, and it wasn't impacted by it. So I did successfully. I mean, you already leave it set up perfectly, basically. So I didn't do
There's no
much.
reason to change it. Yeah.
I think that I could, if we switch spots for a couple weeks, I'd have that dialed in a month.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean,
Isn't that fair? That's fair.
Right, but I guess I would want to like fuck it up and see if you could get it back to its original position.
It would take some effort.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I've given you a fucking 3 years to get it dialed in.
I had it dialed in almost immediately.
Okay, well that's good for you.
The moment we bought the Yamaha Steinberg, I learned how to use it.
That's perfect, dude. That's why you're still doing it. You're good at that. So like, I think that we're supporting each other with our strengths. All I'm saying is, if it's already set up, all you gotta do is fucking be like Richard, mess with these right here.
There's also like not a lot to do. Like the extent of my production in episode is just occasionally turning someone down if they get a little too amped up.
Well, yeah, maybe he could do that, and maybe he could have a sound like the soundboard and run that, and then he could also have Google. It's a combination of things. I think
but that's it. It's like we would have to be paying him for him to actually have any sort of internal investment in it. I think, you know what I mean? He'd be looking at his phone the whole time.
It wouldn't just be a collaboration, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I think that there would need to be that motive. I do think that he would do a good job. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to like put him in that position. It's boring and shitty, I think, to produce something that doesn't have like he would need. I feel like it would be. I would feel bad not offering him money. You know?
You're right.
One of those things. Plus, we've already got it. We like what would having a producer free us up to do?
Then you could just like maybe he sets up too.
So we're just looking for a production assistant. Really.
I guess we don't need him. Obviously it would just be fun to have him around. I felt like that would give him a little oomph, a little purpose. You know what I'm saying? He's part of the thing.
The thing is, the oomph, like he's got a purpose, like he's got a job. The idea would be that we would have to offer him a better job, kind of, I think.
You're right. You're right. I don't know why I just expect people to do shit for free.
Well, yeah, no, it's one of those things. To an extent, there's nothing wrong with, like, you gotta understand what you're asking of a person at the end of the day. Like you have to gauge you have to sort of put yourself in their shoes real quick and be like, oh, if I was them and this, maybe not even that, because a lot of times what your personal beliefs on the matter aren't going to come into play really. So I don't know. Seems like the best thing to do is just hope that they offer to do the shit for free.
That's usually in my head, if I need to get paid, I'll say it. And that's happened specifically with cover art. Like I've done cover art for free, but when I'm asked to do it for money, I have gone in way harder. And there's been times where I've been offered money, said no to the money, and then phoned it in.
Well, yeah, that's another thing where money encourages you to do better.
You owe them now.
There's an aspect of that. Like I hear about from various comedian podcasts and whatnot where they get just a nightmare gig, but they're paid to do it. So they talk about how, you know, they're trying to be funny, though, even though they don't want to be there. They're not. A little financial incentive will get me to get in. Yo, I'm smitten. Yeah, I gotta friggin' not forget to come up with some jokes that are super lit.
Yo, it's interesting when you get paid to do a thing, but you're not always passionate about the thing. So it's almost like you couldn't even pay me to care.
You're right. There's a limit to my might and willpower that I gotta possess if I am gonna show some interest in this and invest my time into this shit.
My ability to be interested is often limited by the quality of the thing that you're presenting me. Yo, I might not present these teeth.
No, I'm not gonna smile, no, not once, because my teeth are brown and full of dust. You know, I can't cough shit up because them teeth, they hurt and they're as bad as I'm out of luck. I'm just gonna put one in just for fun.
I think I had a clean sesh just now too.
Yeah, it just wasn't very good.
Okay, that's the problem. Yeah, I didn't even rhyme for the first fucking 8 bars. I forget what there is a balance between being paid and then also liking the thing that you're creating.
I'm a little worried that this conversation sucks and is boring.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe let's hit him with the Chris and come back on something fun.
Well, I just got
to pee and I got to make a new. I'm making a new beverage.
Let's do that. Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
You ever had this experience growing up where, you know, you listen to secular rap music and it's like, I do drugs and violence. And then you hear Christian rap and instead it's just, I used to do drugs and violence.
No, that is a thing for sure. It's almost like you see like a lot of Lecrae.
You're still talking about drugs and violence?
Yes.
But you don't do it anymore. But you're credible because you used to do it.
Well, it's even the people talk about that shit even if they don't do it. Like
yeah. It's like a fake look,
or just to and well with the excuse of like I'm telling a story
or
whatever.
Yeah.
So
they get to still say things like
there's
smoking that green.
There's still buzzwords that are in there that people associate with popular rap that they get to utilize. No,
just being
I
like
agree.
all y'all do is smoke weed and chase girls.
Right. Yeah. No. And it's also it's easy to write like struggle rap songs.
Oh yeah.
And it's very easy to turn that into a Christian song, whereas it could easily just not be a Christian song and
just be about struggling.
Yeah. No, I totally get that vibe. There was an episode of The Simpsons where Ned Flanders was at like a Christian music festival and he meets some lady there and she talks about how all they do is just change the word baby with Jesus.
And there's that whole episode of South Park that does that where they go to the Christian Grammys and all they do is it's the same gag. I mean, you might be mentioning South Park.
No, this was definitely I'm not it's one of those things where Simpsons often does the thing first to where it's become an internet meme. But I wouldn't be surprised if South Park had their own.
It's a whole episode, yeah, where they couldn't be successful making regular music, so they start making Christian music, and they become successful in that market instead. Which there's a dude that I grew up with, which sometimes he listens to this. Shout out to you, but he has a decent like thing going on his Spotify, and he makes Spanish Christian rap. And I'm always like, well, that doesn't count. Even though he's doing it, in my head, I'm like, well, that doesn't count. I could technically do that if I just chose to make Christian music.
Well, it's one of those things where when I was a Christian, it was a no-brainer that like the music I was going to be making was Christian just because that was like the life I was living. It's weird to me that there are people out there that aren't Christian that are grifting in this music industry, because to me it's like it's so hard to do that, to like,
well, you could just make it marketable in that market.
I feel like you have to be missing a part of your soul to project a person who you're not being, because it's different than just like playing a character. It's not like what's a good example? It's not like it's not like Michael Blackson, who's just constantly doing this African voice or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like a comedian or whatever, and it's like, yeah, he's doing this character. Then there's these Christian musicians who aren't actually Christian, but they're pretending to be Christian. Like, that's not an obvious character. It's weird. It takes some sort of sinister motivations.
It's psychotic and manipulative.
But it almost comes from the same place. It's almost like method acting. You know what I mean? To be able to write lyrics like that are overtly Christian and whatnot, when you don't believe any of it, you gotta first step one, know the lingo, know the Father and the Son. Next thing you know, you gotta write till the song is done and put it out and get a audience.
You just could make it ambiguous, and that way it seems like it might be about Dios, but maybe it's not. Adios. And yeah, I'm the most.
I'm the most Christian dude here, the humblest. Yeah, God be blessing me tons of shit. Yeah, I'll be over here bumping it on this motherfucking Christian music tip.
Yeah, sit down, be humble. Grab the ball and I fumble. Yeah, drinking out the rumble, the tumble. Yeah, I shundle. That's where we're at right now, my guys, and that's just how it is. And I love hot fries, and I eat them till I die, and I ain't gonna lie. Making up a word, I think, is a crutch.
Oh man.
I was gonna say, when it comes to marketing the Christian music, it could just be vague, like. There's those Christian groups.
Get that can off the table.
There's those Christian groups that you see that you can't tell they're Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there were some. I remember I used to listen to a band called Flyleaf that kind of had that vibe, where the lyrics were so poetic that
you couldn't tell. Yeah. It's not about the specific, like, Christ saved me, and
they would say like, you saved me or something, and it could be because of you I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. That could easily be a Christian song if you're just only half paying attention.
All you need to do is market yourself as Christian, not swear, and then make nebulous songs. Like, I feel like Revolution does that. Obviously not with everything, but they have writing that is often nebulous enough to where you're like, what's he talking about?
Right. Well, it's also, these reggae bands often directly refer to Jah and whatnot, and I swear I've heard Revolution do that. And Soja, one time this is a great example, Soja has a song called Jah is Listening Now, and I was the worship leader at my church in high school. So I was just like, yo, we're doing this song, but we're just going to change it to God is Listening Now.
And
I did this. I did what we're talking about, but I was a Christian at the time, so it doesn't fully work.
You made something not Christian.
Yes,
Christian.
I made something that was technically, what's the Rastafarian or something, but who knows?
That's almost weirder, dude. You took you appropriated religions.
But it was like everything in the song translated perfectly to a Christian song.
Well, a more advanced religious person could say that is actually beautiful, that there are similarities amongst religions.
Yes, and also the wording of the song used like Christian jargon that would have that translated super well. It was almost like a no-brainer for me to take
It's
that
like
song.
words that commonly are used in worship music that you might assimilate.
When you awake, he's listening now, and when you sleep, he's listening now. It's shit like that, of course. Yeah, like every Bible verse is like
He's omnipresent.
He sees you when you sleep. He
Yeah,
knows when you
yeah,
awake.
he's
He
always-
knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
Yeah. Santa is the Messiah, really, when you look at it closely.
Oh man, what if that was what that song was actually about? Soulja just wrote a song about Santa Claus.
Santa is listening now.
There's not a lot of Christmas reggae tunes out there.
It's an
I gotta
odd
say.
combination, but I feel like you could just add bells, like jingle bell type sounds as percussion in any song, and then all of a sudden it's like snow falling type vibes.
Yes, it's a cop out though. I think the jingle
Okay.
it's too easy to do that kind of shit, and that's probably why it's hard to make good Christmas songs. Like I feel like the last new good Christian Christmas song,
Same thing.
was that Ariana Grande one. I like that one. Santa, tell me if you're in the
Yeah.
I'm queer. That one, it was pretty good.
Pay the jar.
Nah, dude.
That counts.
No, it doesn't count.
You used homosexuality as a humor tactic.
Yeah, but it was funnier than when I did it.
Than when I did it?
Yeah.
It's funnier than when you did it previously?
Yeah, the time I did it just now was funnier.
Then
Because I wasn't searching for something and defaulted to it. I intentionally was like, I'm going to make a joke about Ariana Grande.
okay, well I
being
guess
queer.
it's just important to know the intentions.
I agree, actually. I'm glad that we talked that out. Because it is, there's going to be some times where I'm going to be like, David, drop a quarter in the jar. And you're going to be like, what are you talking about,
My
Alex?
intention was this.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna. It's good that we have this and we can have this conversation.
I'd like to say this about Christmas music. I like it more when it's about the season and the weather and the energy in the air. I don't like it when they talk about Santa. If you're talking about it's the most wonderful time of the year,
Yes.
or like that
I
kind of
agree.
vibe. Instead of singing about this mythical character, let's talk about the quality of your character. I really didn't care at first, but now I'm being brought back to life, nursed.
Man, make a song about how much that you love the snow, how much that you love to see it fall in the winter, bro. That's the kind of shit that I can get behind you, bitch. And I'ma fucking write a Christmas song and write a Christmas list. What?
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Let it snow.
And I ain't talking about the cocoa.
No.
Although I would like some hot cocoa.
Please do that.
With the marshmallows, yeah, you know.
I need extra marshmallows in my shit, yo.
Extra
Put it
marshmallows.
in, yeah, fill it up with that hot chocolate shit. Oh my God, I love it and I drink it, can't get enough.
I love it.
I love that chocolate stuff. Yo, Christmas time is tough. Ho, ho, ho. We just made a Christmas song.
That's pretty good. I think that singing about the season is better than singing about the Santa or Christ, because then it has more reach.
Yes, you can see yourself listening to a song about snow falling in November.
It's just a song about winter
Yes.
and being cozy.
Maybe there needs to just be more songs about winter in general, and that might heal the divide between Christmas music.
But they
and
need to be cozy winter songs. They can't be like, it's so cold outside and I'm scared and I don't want to do anything. I got seasonal depression.
You know what's funny is that "Baby It's Cold Outside" song that everyone says is super rapey or whatever. And I've made that joke before too.
Yeah.
I remember in college being like, "Yo, that's kind of a weird song, right, guys?" But I don't think it's rapey at all. You know what I mean? This is, I'm sure this point has been made already, but I'm pretty sure the context of the song is both of them want to stay and fuck.
It's just like a play, a
Yeah,
formality.
they're flirting in this way that's just I guess maybe I shouldn't have another drink, but I guess if you insist, that kind of thing.
If you twist my arm.
But that sort of nuance, people can't recognize that in
I think
2024.
It's also hard to recognize that when you take the text outside of the song and the context, and then you just read it line for line.
You're right. We needed Frank Sinatra on Rap Genius with the yellow background sitting there explaining the lyrics. And he's like, yeah, you got to understand. We're just sort of joking around. Like, she already agreed to sleep with me.
It's true. Yeah. There's a layer of miscommunication when you're just reading text.
It does come off as super weird, but here's what happened. So John Legend did a cover of that song. And oh my God, I got to pull it up.
The world erupted. And
there's a part where they get consent in the song. It's insane. Okay, well, let me just John Legend, Baby It's Cold lyrics. And we're gonna find the I really can't stay, baby. It's cold outside. I got to go away, but I can call you a ride. So he's offering to help her leave in this version. In this version, he's like, oh, you have to go? All right, well, let me just pull up the Uber app or whatever. The evening has been. I'm so glad that you dropped in. So very nice. Time spent with you is paradise. My mom will start to worry. I'll call the car, tell him to hurry. Trust me, there's no way I'm raping you tonight. That's not happening. My daddy will be pacing the floor. Wait, what are you still living at home for? That's an interesting line. He's judging her for living with her parents.
Inflation, bro. Come on, John.
Yo, this is funny. Really, I'd better scurry. Your driver's name is Murray.
he's a
this guy needs to drop a coin in the Crutch jar.
He's a diamond rated driver. Look, I'm looking at his profile.
But maybe just half a drink more. Oh, we're both adults. Who's keeping score? If you have one more drink, it's your body, your choice. That's a real line.
That doesn't even rhyme.
It doesn't. Yep, not a rhyme there.
It would have been funny if he said, "It's your body, I think." That wouldn't have made sense grammatically.
But it's also, there's only a few lines that needed to technically be changed for the song to be less. He
changed too much.
He changed all of it to make it this pseudo like woke version of the song.
It's no longer it's not a cover. It's a remix at this point.
Right.
There is adaptation.
Yeah. I think the most egregious line in the original "Baby It's Cold Outside" is the female singer at one point goes, "What's in this drink?" But it's alcohol is in the drink.
Right.
That's the fucking implication.
The song is from the Prohibition
They're not
era.
talking about her getting roofied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So but text me when I simply should go. Text me when you get home.
I want to make sure you made it home safe.
Oh, I'm supposed to say no. I guess that's respectable. This welcome has been. I feel lucky that you dropped in. So nice and warm, but you better go before it storms. He's like trying to get her to leave.
Right. He's got another girl in a different Uber, and the ETA is 3 minutes.
Oh man. Yeah, it's just, I mean, we've gone through the craziest parts here. I feel like
well, that's how hard it is to write a new Christmas song. That John Legend felt like he had to took a legendary song and rewrite it. Yeah, I ain't gonna fight it, but you know I might not like it. Sorry, John. Yeah, it's gone, way beyond.
Yo, it's about time they fucking made the woke version of this motherfucking song that is from Christmas time. Yeah, I don't have to rhyme, baby, it is cold outside. John Legend, I'm about to ride on that sleigh until I die.
Baby, it's cold outside, but you can't stay here. I got another girl in a ride and she's about to be near.
Damn.
Sorry, dear. I don't want you to stick around for too long. Yeah, I don't like the way that sounds.
Sorry, dear. Bitch, what you think, you Rudolph? Ooh. Yo, you need to go scoot off. Yeah, I do not want to get accused of keeping you here against your will. Yo, you better go. I ain't giving you pills. No, you better leave. Go back to your home. That's it. This is Dome.
Is that going to be a clip for an ad for us?
I wish. Who knows? Maybe that's the best one.
We can't afford to run ads at this time.
Does it work for us to do a rap about Christmas immediately after Christmas? I don't think it does. Man, I really just thought I was going to get into the lyrics and just have a few funny ones, but that is truly an insane song.
Well, I don't understand how it can go that far, but you know what it is? Around the holidays, John Legend's agent pulled up and was like, John, let's do something so that people are talking about you during Christmas. And then John was like, I got it. I'm not going to write a new song. Let's just wokeify this already great song. And that way I don't have to write new music.
It's so bizarre too, because it seems like there's no reason to cover that song. It's already just a fine Christmas song. You know what I mean? It's not like one of the.
It's a classic.
It is a classic, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily play baby, it's cold outside, that kind of thing.
But that last melody when they go, baby, it's cold out. That's a fucking that hits.
Yeah,
that
right.
specific 4 and 5 note melody, that's iconic in my eyes. That was well composed. Somebody wrote a banging ass melody.
It's bizarre that just someone who believes that song is about rape, you couldn't go up to them and be like, no, it's about two people convincing themselves to fuck.
Honestly, there are a lot of people out here misinterpreting stuff. Like, let me tell you the story from this week. I had a passenger in the car, and the passenger was on the phone with their grandmother. And she is talking to her grandmother. She's like, oh, yeah, me and my boyfriend went and saw the Barbie movie. I didn't like it. I thought it was going to be about women's empowerment. And then it turns out it's just about Ken the whole time. Have you seen the Barbie movie?
No, I haven't, but I thought that there was a lot of women's empowerment stuff in it.
Well, for those who have seen the Barbie movie, which maybe not a lot of people who watch the Barbie movie listen to this podcast, but regardless, in the Barbie movie, Barbie is basically defective. She starts to have weird thoughts. She has to go to the human world, and then Ken goes with her. And then the Barbie world is all women president, women are the top in all forms of society. And then when they go to the human world, Ken, who has been oppressed in Barbie world because he's a man, in the human world is like, oh my God, men are treated with respect and all this. So it's actually just women's empowerment by pointing out misogyny in a nuanced, like, reverse way. Like, they point out the misogyny that occurs in the human world, which empowers Ken, who's treated like a woman in the Barbie world. But this girl talking to her grandmother on the phone completely missed it. And I wish I could have just...
I think the issue with that specifically was that Ken was surprisingly well written and people liked his character a lot. And it wasn't even necessarily I don't think people were thinking about feminism in that moment. They were just like, this is the most entertaining aspect of this movie
Is Ryan Gosling.
are the Kens. Because don't they have like a musical number at some point
Yes.
too?
Yes.
And yeah, so there's this, I think that she just wrote the Kens too well. And maybe there could have been a way to insert a more powerful message of feminism, but I'm Ken Nuff. Yeah, that shit's tough. You gotta know Barbie. A, I'm calling you bluff. Greta Gerwig, Yodi, she knows how to film stuff, and that is pretty cool. Every one of her movies is tough.
Yo, I'm Knuff. That saying is weird.
Yep.
And I don't really like it every time that I hear it. Yo, I've heard people say it to each other, and it just doesn't roll off the tongue, brother.
I'ma go see Barbie this week,
Go.
and then I'ma see Oppenheimer.
Oh.
And when I go see those movies, yeah, you know I am gonna get higher.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm gonna get so high that I think that I am Ken.
So
And I'm
high.
in the real world where I am with the other great men.
Me and Ken, yeah, we're best friends. His name is Ben. Yeah, we don't ever real pretend that we're not men.
Not once.
Sometimes we do. We dress up like some dudes. Ooh, what it do? The movie, I thought it was kind of lame. It was fine. I was entertained. I didn't like walk out. It wasn't horrible, but it's just like whatever.
A movie like that, there better be some friggin' laughs. You know what I'm
There
saying?
wasn't that many great jokes, but when it came to the aspect of them reversing the roles of everybody, like there comes a point where all the women are like pushed into traditional like stereotypical roles in the Barbie world. Like they all start serving dudes beers and just like being cheerleaders and stuff. And the women are like, this is kind of nice. I don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like they shine a light on how it can be stressful to be like in positions of power and all the pressure that stereotypically men go through. But then it also pointed out, you know what I'm saying? Like there was reversing the roles makes you think about stuff differently. So that's the only thing that I thought was maybe interesting or insightful. But at the end of the day, jokes should have been the main thing in that movie. It was just too big for it to be that funny. Like they can't make something that would, I mean, maybe they could have. Who knows?
I just think it's weird that there's this, that there's almost like levels. There's almost like opposing sides of feminism. Because in my opinion, feminism should just mean like as a woman, you have the choice to just do what you want with your life. And that means that maybe you do just want to be a housewife and raise some dude's kids and live off of his money or whatever. Why is that not a feministic choice to make or whatever? And that's the thing. I would say that it's to shit on that decision is anti-feminine or anti-feminist in a way that it would be to shit on a woman who wants to be a career girl and just go through, become the top attorney at her firm.
Well,
and, she's not concerned about any man or anything like that. And that is also powerful because it's just a woman living her own life.
I think that's a more nuanced perspective that is possible at this point in time. But when the feminist movement started, there were more women who were in that stereotypical role in a more oppressive way. Whereas now things have gone full circle to where women are able to feel empowered being homemakers. And they've also, a lot of them have said, this is actually nicer than go into the job.
And like statistically, it's the best case scenario for if there's children involved. If there's children involved,
no one wants
that's
to
the best
stay
case
home
scenario.
with dad. I mean, that's fine. Staying home with dad is totally fine. But like the person who birthed you has a different connection with you. Like there are things that are gender stereotypes that are there for a reason because of, as humans, the roles that we play more effectively from a fucking evolutionary standpoint.
Right. And just because I say that's best case scenario doesn't mean that needs to be the scenario. Like everyone has their own shit.
There's a reason daycares are filled with women in charge, not dudes.
Yes.
Daycares that have dude employees are not in business long.
Right.
Well, there we go. We went into some female empowerment. What month is feminism month? Women's month.
Who gives a shit, bro?
Is February Black month?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so February, we're going black next month. We'll try to have
exclusively black.
We're gonna have Alex and blackface the whole month, just because we don't want to have a white person.
But it's gonna be tasteful. Like it's not
tasteful.
gonna be like some Sambo shit with.
It's
gonna be more like Jimmy Kimmel as Karl Malone. You're gonna think I'm a black guy,
right? I won't even realize.
Yeah.
Fucking like and subscribe on YouTube. Go to patreon.com/Dome with Bamfomania. Hopefully we have a guest next week. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. I had a good time. I feel
we killed it.
We're not better alone, but we're pretty good alone.
Yeah, we're fine. At the end of the day,
these guests are just generic formats. We love all our guests. I'm gonna stop saying shit.
I like having guests. Dave.
It's more enjoyable from a like community standpoint.
Yes, I think
what if we just take a Polaroid of each one of us today? We're not on the wall.
That's true. We could be on the wall.
That'd be fun.
Maybe we just wait till your sister gets back and have her take the Polaroid.
Oh, she's not going to be back in a minute, dude. She's gone for several days, I think.
It seems like we should be together in the Polaroid.
Yeah, but if we are separate, then we have more Polaroids.
We don't even have the clips to hang them up.
I'll buy another pack. Well, then it makes the Polaroids more like trading card characters from the Dome universe.
You're right. The single photos they're almost all single photos.
Oh, the twins are together.
The twins we have
That's the only one.
Yeah, you're right. I thought for sure we had another one, but
they are a single entity. I feel like based on
that
the
makes
brand.
sense. Yeah, if they were a trading card, they'd
be together.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, well,
later, guys.